Yo! Welcome to the kinowav Wonder Weapon ranking list. In this video, I'm going to be ranking all 13 of the wonder weapons that I have used across my time on Call of Duty Zombies. This is something I've been wanting to make early on in the channel's history, because I'm going to be playing all the maps and games I missed out on across all the years. It'll be really interesting to look back on this and see how it's changed, but first, you would not believe how long it has taken me to make this video. I've gone and created all new clips so I can get a feel for each gun, and a week has gone by. Some of these guns just did not want to show up at all. I'd really appreciate it if you could drop a like on the video to show your support. I'm really enjoying making new content for this channel, and I hope you're going to enjoy watching it. So without further ado, let's begin. At the very bottom of our list, and you all knew it was coming, it's the Ray Gun Mark II. This gun is absolute trash, and nah, I'm playing. At the bottom of our list is the jet gun. I would have gone and got clips of trying to use this god-awful weapon, but it's not worth my time to run around transit building it. I know someone down there in the comments is saying, oh, but it requires skill, you just don't know how to use it. You're right, I don't. And I don't want to learn, it's genuinely awful. At 12th place we have... Oh, do you know what, man? Fuck this gun. 12th is the 3179 JGB 215, or the baby gun. Stay with me on this, because I know there's someone out there shouting, what? At the screen right now. I spent 3 hours of my life trying to get this motherfucker. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll have seen that I spent 39 rounds and about 121,000 points across 2 games trying to get this gun. I really wanted to give it a try because it's one of the wonder weapons I've used the least, and I know it's really effective against big groups, but you know what, let's count. I clipped an hour that I played so I could see how many times I hit the box. And 52 times. In just one of the 3 hours I spent grinding Shangri-La, I hit the box 52 times. And never once got the baby gun. The RNG gods decided I was not getting to try out that wonder weapon, so that's why it's so low. You know, I spent so long trying to get it, and despite how fun it could be, grinding the rounds and spending every point that didn't go on necessary perks or pats on spinning the box was just not it. Sorry, 3179 JGB 215. And if anyone is doubting my RNG is that bad, check the description. The full unedited clip is linked below and in the card in the top right if I can figure out how to get the thing to work. In 11th place we have the... Hey guys, kinowav from the future here. I'm gonna be straight up with you all. The next one in this list was the Blundergat. In review of my footage and things that I have seen around, it turns out I've been using this wonder weapon wrong my entire life. That's why it was so bad when I played with it, that I've been using it wrong my entire life. That shows you how much I used it. Yeah, we're gonna skip ahead and pretend like I didn't go on a 2-minute rant about this gun, so let's move on to the next one. 10th is the DIE Shockwave. It's funny, because I initially placed this higher on the list, but after reviewing the gun and playing around with it, nah, this thing only has 4 shots before you're out. They're good shots and take out quite a few zombies, especially Pack-a-Punched, but it's just not enough. This gun can reload by becoming a Hoover and stealing the zombie's essence or souls or something like that, but that takes forever. The only good time to do this on higher rounds is when you have an insta-kill active, otherwise it takes too long. Each of its different ammo types have varying abilities too. You have the NAF ones like the Nova 5 ammo that for some reason take a minute to activate, but then there's the Thermophasic and Electro Bolt. These two demolish hordes of zombies, but like their base gun lacking ammo. It's better Pack-a-Punch, but it's just not enough when trying to get through higher rounds with higher zombie counts. 9th is the Death of Orion. This is one that could have been so much better. I love the concept of it. With one bolt, I can have mini-boss enemies floating in the air, zapping the surrounding zombies. But that's about as useful as it gets. The standard bolt is awful and doesn't really do anything. The charged bolt's great, but uses a lot of ammo. That's it, that's the entire weapon. Good, just not great. Okay, now we move into the mid-tier wonder weapons. 8th is one that's very nostalgic to me. It's the Winter's Howl. I remember playing 5 over and over and over when I was a kid. I was awful and I rarely managed to get this wonder weapon, but when I did, it was a whole different experience. In the lower rounds, it's so much fun. Pack-a-Punch that gives you one-shot approach to freezing and killing off huge groups. It's extremely satisfying to watch, but the higher up you go, the less effective it becomes. The first shot slows enemies down, which is great if you're using it to help build a train. If you're going for kills, it's not so great. 2 shots to kill, and with a max ammo capacity of 45 shots, you'll run out very quickly. I found max ammo drops to be really sparse, and that meant I struggled with ammo, but it wasn't a problem, since the Pentagon Thief took it off my hands anyway. Unreal! I would have put this higher if it was stronger and had more ammo, but for now 8th is where it sits. Admittedly, I haven't played Classified, so maybe this would be higher or lower dependent on that map. I guess we'll find out eventually. 7th is the good old-fashioned lightning gun, the Wonderwaff DG2. This is a classic, and rightfully so. The sounds of this gun are my favourite across all wonder weapons, and it's so nice to have this gun on the first maps I played. Just listen. Oh man, I love this gun. Unfortunately, it's just not one of my top 5. This thing only has 3 shots at base and the reload is slow without speed cola. Pack-a-Punch, you get more shots and more zombies linked each shot, and it's a solid gun. Definitely one of my favourites aesthetically speaking. I played with this gun on BO1 and 3 with friends and solo across all these years, and it's always a fun one to use no matter the map. I just wish it had made more appearances so I could have used it more and maybe liked it better. 6th is the Apothicon Servant. I don't have much experience with this gun and only built it for the 3rd or 4th time to get the clips for this video. You can tell because I tried to Pack-a-Punch it on Shadows of Evil. Despite this, I had a lot of fun using it. It's great for crowd control and getting rid of huge hordes of zombies in one shot. The ammo is fairly good considering you only need the one shot and max ammo drops seem more frequent on BO3. Might just be me. It looks awesome, and I know this is a solid favourite of most zombies YouTubers. Unfortunately, I've not played other maps it's featured on and haven't used it as much as them, so that's why it's lower on my list. 5th is the OG, the ray gun. This gun has carried me through this video and has rightfully earned itself 5th place. It's not one of the strongest wonder weapons out of them all, but this and its Mark II counterpart are the reason I have been able to survive finding the other guns. Without fail, every single map I played gave me one of the 2 ray guns. This is such a nostalgic gun for me. When I was a kid, this was my #1 wonder weapon, and I would spend hours blasting zombies away with this. Pack-a-Punch is much stronger than usual, but still has a limited capacity for damage, and that's what holds it back. I wish I could place it higher. This one is gonna cause a few arguments. 4th, surprisingly, is the Kraken. I know, right? The Kraken over the Apothicon Servant and the ray gun. Crazy. But I have to give this gun its due. I'm not an avid BO4 fan. I skipped out on buying the game when it released because I was low-key kind of mad that it didn't have a campaign and still hadn't touched it up until around a year ago. I only looked at it when it became part of PlayStation Plus. That's when I first started playing. Voyage of Despair isn't a favourite map of mine either, so I don't play it much. When I do, I don't really care for getting the Kraken. It was just a slightly overpowered cannon to me. And that's wrong. This wonder weapon is the one I've had the most fun experimenting with making this video. Its base model is incredible and the design is phenomenal. I love how this gun feels and the damage it puts out. There's nothing quite like blasting hordes into the air on the Titanic. Upgraded, it's even more fun. There's a lightning variant that's just an underpowered thunder gun, and an ice variant that slows enemies down after causing damage. It's got a wide range of possibilities that you can choose from depending on how you play, and overall it's very enjoyable to use. Alright, top 3. You all know how this is going to go. 3rd is the wave gun. there's a big three of iconic wonder weapons to me, this is part of it. When I was a kid, the only DLC I had for BO1 was Moon, and I played that to death. With friends and solo, I must have put hundreds of hours into that map. It's so much fun, and the change of pacing when in depressurized environments completely changes the zombies experience. Not only that, but you get a cool new wonder weapon. When in the dual zap gun mode, it's like the kinowav, but only hits one zombie per shot, so better not miss. That's not great in hordes, but get this, there's the wave gun mode. You put them together and it becomes a portable microwave. Blast that horde and watch as they float up and with a simple explode out of existence. Absolutely iconic, and having that on the moon of all places is hilarious. Top 3, easy. But first and second do have to go to the most useful guns in my history. So second, we have the Ray Gun Mark II. When trying to record these clips, every single map gave me either this or the Mark I. I could go for ages using just the Mark II, and it's absolutely carried this video. The base version looks awesome, but it's nothing compared to the Pack-a-Punch camo. The red absolutely dominates, and it's so fun blasting zombies in a single click and watching as hordes are destroyed with one magazine. And that means, of course, that we have the Thunder Gun at number 1. This is my all-time favourite wonder weapon. It doesn't matter how many zombies there are, you get a good train going, and with one blast you can clear the round. This thing looks and sounds awesome, and it's iconic to Black Ops 1, my first and most loved zombies experience. The effect is hilarious every time, and watching the zombies fly and come back down a few seconds later will never not be funny. The force you get off the base version is great, but the overpowered Zeus cannon just makes the effect even funnier.
Hey, that's pretty good.
So, what do you think? Is this list dead on, or do you disagree completely? Remember, there's a lot of guns that I've not played with, and a lot of wonder weapons I've never seen, so I need to explore different maps and games that I've missed out on, and I'm going to come back and remake this list at some point in the future. I'm thinking maybe a year or two down the line from now, and at that point we can review my top wonder weapons again, and I guarantee that list will be changed massively. So yeah, I'll be doing another video soon discussing which maps and games I'm most excited to play. There's some really old ones that I've never experienced, and I definitely need to get on that. So let me know down in the comments which games and which wonder weapons have I missed out on. Which is your favourite and why? Let me know. Let me know what games you want to see me play, because like I said, I've missed a lot. But for now, thank you guys for watching, and as always, welcome to kinowav.